All right, I believe we're live. Hello, carpet cleaning world. This is your administrator and host for the Revolution Show for the carpet cleaning world. And tonight we have a great guest. We have Chad Mayers. Chad is a second generation carpet cleaner. And if you're in Cleaners Connect, he shares a lot of his wisdom and a lot of his knowledge from everything that he's learned in the industry with you. So I wanted to bring him into the carpet cleaning world to share with the carpet cleaning world. So without further ado, we have Chad Mayers. Remember, A stand for applause. And Chad, thanks for coming and doing this for us tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Roger, man, first off, thank you for having me, man. It was humbling to have you ask me to do this. I know a lot about you, been watching you for a while. Got a lot of respect for you. I grew up in
Thank
this business. A second generation cleaner, like you say. My dad started his company back in '83. I was like 7 years old. So, yeah, a long time ago. Um, So yeah, I really grown up in this business. Been going out with him since I was like 12 years old. I'm 42 now, so that's 30 years of experience. Um, I've seen just about everything that you can see out there in the field. So I really enjoy like helping people. When they got questions, because chances are if they got a question, I've seen it. So it's like like when I sometimes I see stuff go up, posts like problems with a machine or anything like that, and I'm like, really, that's so simple. Your float is stuck. I mean, it's like anything like I'm not getting any suction. Well, did you close your dump valve when you dumped your water last night? I mean, a lot of the times it's so easy to help somebody who's just starting out. It's nothing for somebody like you and myself.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I noticed one thing about you. I gotta mention it. You're a family man too. I
Yes, sir.
love how you're taking your son and you're grooming him, as
Right.
I believe your father probably groomed you.
I'll tell you
And
a little
I
bit
just
about
love
that. I've got
that.
three sons. I've got three sons. My
Okay.
father has three sons. All
Uh,
right. So my oldest son, he's 21. He's almost 21. He's not really interested, and he never really took to the business.
right.
My middle son, he's 12 now, the same age I was when my father started, teaching me about the business. So I'm really, looking forward to teaching him a lot. My
Right.
youngest son, he's only 4. So, like, out of my father's 3 sons, I'm the only son that really picked up on the business. My oldest brother, he works in an industrial environment. He's like a supervisor. He's got a good job. And my
Mhm.
youngest brother, he's an attorney in Atlanta. He's doing really well. So, but
Oh,
I'm the son that really took hold of what I was taught. There's a lot of parallels there. I got 3 sons. My father has 3 sons, but for me, I'm the middle son, and I'm looking at my middle son right now. If he's not interested, I got another son coming right behind him.
wow.
So, but yeah, fortunate enough to have 3 boys. I've got 2 daughters as well. But
Oh,
yeah, looking to those sons to kind of keep it going.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Chad, tell us a little bit about your day to day. A lot of carpet cleaners, wonder how us other carpet cleaners what our day to day is. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, my day to day is honestly, Roger, it's changed in the last 4 months. So what is it? Let's see, February, March, April, May. In the last 4 months. 4 months ago, Roger, I would come in the office every day. I would send my technician out with a stack of tickets, and he would come back with a stack of checks. I also run a janitorial operation, in my area, and even my father, the biggest part of his company is janitorial
Oh, okay.
to this day. In this area, see, we're not in a big, uh, city. So we're in a rural area. I'm in like northwest Georgia. I'm not in Atlanta. I'm about an hour northwest of Atlanta. Okay, so in
Okay.
this area, we you have to do more than clean carpet. I don't care how good you are. I feel like I'm the best in this area, and I feel like I'm cleaning more carpet than anybody in this area. But
Yeah.
you had to do janitorial. You had to know how to do, strip and wax floors. You also had to know how to do water damage. So, so that, and I was taught that growing up. So just cleaning carpet for me uh, is really like a new kind of concept. I mean, like I couldn't imagine it until a few months ago. I mean, all this time I couldn't imagine just cleaning carpet and making a living until a few months ago. And to this day, I still run a janitorial operation, and we still take in. We don't advertise water damage restoration, but I'll do it for customers that call on me, regular customers that call on me. As far as my day to day, like I said, it's changed. My technician, I've only had two technicians, full time technicians, in my 20 years in business. Uh, Had one, he stayed about 7 years, and then recently my latest technician, he's really good. He went back to Guatemala to spend some time with his family. He hadn't
Right.
seen them in years, so and he's there now, and he's wanting to come back. But when he comes back, things are going to be different.
I hear
So,
that.
um, so now my day to day operation is I'll get up and go pick up my helper. I
Hmm.
believe in having a helper. It really helps me. I'm not 22 anymore.
Right.
Like when I first started my company. There you go. See, you don't you want to live to fight another day.
That's it.
And to kill yourself trying to make, trying to save $10 an hour just doesn't make any sense to me. In my area, I can get good help for $10 an hour. It could be $15 an hour where you are, but you don't want to
Right.
kill yourself
Right.
trying to earn a helper's salary. So for me, I just found it, and I'm more effective that way too because I feel like when we finish a job, I feel like offering Scotch Guard.
Right.
We do things like, if you're by yourself, you might not go back out to the truck and get that blanket to put under the sofa when you clean the sofa. So when you got help with you, you can kind of say, hey, go get this off the truck. Go grab my spotting bag.
Right.
Um, I've just used up all my POG. Just go grab the other bottle of POG. It helps me be more efficient. So now, I've recently even switched over to House Call Pro. See, I didn't even know about all this stuff that we have available to us until recently because I was so far removed from day to day, being in the field. I was just sitting in the office, man, for a long time. And it wasn't until I got back active a few months ago that I knew what a sealador was. I mean, we didn't have corner guards, and I'm telling you, I've been in the business 20 years. But in this area, it's okay. My brother told me a year ago about House Call Pro. He had his carpet cleaned. He forwarded me the email that the guy sent him before. He sent me the text message that the guy sent him before. And I still let a year go by before I acted on it. But when my technician left and I got back on the truck, I really started to look at my business and look at how my customers viewed my business because I realized that he left me in good shape because a lot of the jobs we're doing now are repeat customers, and so I've been very fortunate. He left me in good shape, but the systems that I was able to put in place uh, when I got back on the truck have made such a difference. The customers, they appreciate when you show up and you put that door up. They appreciate you protecting their indoor environment, because you're keeping out bugs and you're keeping the air conditioning in. They don't have to worry about their cat or their dog running out. Also, they appreciate you just laying the mats down. We've already walked on the floors, but we put the mats down. It's a visual thing. But they really appreciate it. I can't tell you how many times customers have told me how much they appreciate, what we do to to set up, and the thing about that though, I had to make a decision. Like I started making videos of it and I put it on my page, and I knew once you put it out there, you got to do it. I mean, they expect to see it. You gotta, if you put it out there, you gotta do it every single time. And I tell you, man, sometimes we go to people's house and the wife is, it's almost like she wants to start clapping. She's so happy when she see that orange door go up, man. She just
Mhm.
happy, and it's something about having, service people in your home caring for your home on another level. So guys out there, if you're not setting up properly, I'm telling you, just invest in your setup. Get you a door first off, a few corner guards. Corner guards cost about what, $11, $12 a piece, and I only have six of them. And you move them around as you move through the house. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to have a proper setup. We've seen these elaborate setups, um, but you don't have to do that. I started with a door, then I got one roll of the blue mats, and then I cut that in half. I had two 10-foot mats. Then I bought more, and I cut those in half. You
Mhm.
build that stuff up. Just the corner guards. You just go buy you four of those. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
Customers really appreciate it. But yeah, as far as my day to day, like I was saying, I basically go in and get my helper. We go to work. We show up. We show out every single time. You never know who you're dealing with. You could go clean the lady's carpet, and then you could find out she owns a restaurant, or she owns 4 or 5 daycares, or she's the treasurer at a church. You never know. So everywhere you go, you show up and show out. That's what we do every day, and been fortunate enough to have people call us over and over again. Um, this business, it just offers so many different opportunities. I mean, you could go in to clean carpet, and you could wind up cleaning furniture. You can do tile and grout. If you're skilled enough, you can clean and polish the hardwood floors. It's just so many different things that you can do. When I was growing up, my dad he washed windows. I remember going over to Kmart, and watching. I mean, Kmart's out of business now, I think, and watching him wash windows. He was a manager, a co-manager at Kroger. That's a popular grocery chain here in the South, and he
Mhm.
left management, and he's college educated.
Mhm.
He left management at Kroger to start a cleaning business back in the 80s. Okay. And looking back, it sounds insane. Why would you do that? He obviously saw some kind of potential there. And, you know, I remember him being the first guy in this area with a truck mount. You know, yeah. I mean, he had a truck mount like back in the late '80s. He started business in '83, so he had a truck mount back in the late '80s.
Mhm.
And like in this area, that was unheard of. He had two trucks running in a small town. I mean, this is a small town. I mean, you look up Rome, Georgia. It's a small town. It's like in the top left-hand corner of Georgia.
Mhm.
um, but yeah,
Wow.
yeah, so I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen people fall and strip and knock teeth out their mouth. I've seen
Mhm.
technicians run back in the shop. The propane tank done blew up in their face, and
Ooh.
they 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 singed off their beard and mustache and
Mm.
eyebrows. Yeah,
Wow.
I've seen everything happen. And I really
Wow.
just enjoy you know, answering questions when
Mhm.
guys, especially guys just starting out, have questions. It's easy. Like when you've been there, like I'm sure for you, it's easy to answer a question because you've probably seen it 100 times already.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I'm sitting here relating everything that you're saying. I had a guy that the hose had burst. It wasn't the propane tank, but the hose had burst, and
Right.
he instead of running out the house, Like he tries to grab both ends of the hose, the part that didn't split. He's running it out the house too, and his face is like, like starting to bubble because the water's like. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, just drop the hose, man, just drop the hose. And
Yeah.
so we have some. I have these gloves that I bought from Home Depot, the metal glove, the metal inside the gloves. They're metal, they're
Right.
mesh. So
Right.
we bought that from what happened. We ran and we grabbed the hoses. So now we can run out the house and we can kind of like run it out the house without it bursting because we
Right.
already know to cut the water off and now we're running out the. Well, yeah, I'm just sitting here laughing because man, I've seen it all. The guy's blistering, his head is blistering, and
Hmm.
it's like, oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just so many different things that can happen out there in the field. I remember one time I let my well, like I didn't tell you this. I've been going on truck since I was like 16. So um, hopefully by the time one of my sons is 16, they can go alone. But
Hmm.
these days the kids they play video games and all that. I had to peel my 12-year-old off the game to go work with me.
Hmm.
Um, but anyway, like if you let your tank run out of water, the pump loses
Ooh,
prime, or
right.
or you just wondering why is water coming out of the exhaust? I mean, what it is your tank is full, and your float is not cutting the machine off. It's just all kind of things that you and I
Not
know.
lubricating your blower.
That's
Not
right.
lubricating your blower.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just poor maintenance, everything, and all that stuff could be, you take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you for a long time. My
Right.
unit, I showed it the other day. Man,
Yeah.
that van is a 2003.
Hmm.
Back in 2003, I paid $42,000 for it.
Wow.
And back then, that was a lot of money. It was like, it was, Chad, if you watching, it was a Godzilla truck of its time, okay?
Right.
But anyway, I mean, it had the electric hose reel. We talk about a 15-year-old van. It came with electric hose reel, auto
Hmm.
pump out. I mean, it's got like, these big, huge tanks on it. It's got a
Hmm.
Roots 56 blower on it. And most guys won't even know what that is, but it's
Right.
got a huge blower on it, and
Right.
it's still working beautifully.
Right.
If you take and I don't owe a penny on it. All I have to
Hmm.
do is take care of it and keep it looking good.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, I want guys out there to know. I can't even see if anybody's watching, but if they watch this later, at the end of the day, we bring in two hoses into a home. One sucks and one squirts hot water. That's it. I've watched this industry for 30 years, and not much has changed. At the end of the day, we bring in two hoses. The means by which we generate that airflow and that pressure and heat has changed some. We got heat exchangers and sensors and all this technology,
Right.
but principles of cleaning have not changed. You know, Heat, agitation, time,
Vacuum. Hmm.
vacuum, airflow, all that stuff is the same. Your
Hmm.
chemical action. We got some really great chemicals available to us these days, cleaning agents. I mean,
Right.
uh, um, we got some really great stuff available to us these days. But just learning how all that stuff works together can save you a bunch of money. You don't have to. You don't need $100,000 truck to go clean carpet and make a bunch of money. You don't want to be leaving oil in the driveway, but
Right.
you want to look professional, and you
Hmm.
want to just keep it simple. You can make a good living in this business if you just learn your craft, take care of your customers, always aim to impress your customers. Don't get caught up in impressing other cleaners. Um, that competition would drive you broke. Uh, I mean, we've had the same wand on the truck for, man. We run a ProChem quad jet wand, and that
Hmm.
And that one, we had that truck on that one on the truck for the past probably 6, 7 years, and until recently, it didn't even have a glide on it. My technician, I'm serious, he didn't even want to glide on the one because he said it didn't suck good.
Right.
Yeah, and when I got back on the truck, I was like, man, this is crap. I was like,
Right.
I hurried up, I got a glide for the one. I got a new one on order. I'll um, I'll review that when I get it, give my honest thoughts on it.
Hmm.
Um, I got some pictures of there. It's a really good looking one. We'll see how it works. But for me, it doesn't have to be like the best one in the world. I don't get caught up in that stuff. As long as I
Right.
can clean carpet with it
Hmm.
and then take my family to Florida, I don't really care if I got the Bentley of a wand. I don't care,
That's
you know,
right.
so don't guys just don't get caught up. Like if you're new to this, don't spend all your money on these tools. You want to be able to pre-spray carpet, you want to be able to agitate carpet, and you want to be able to extract carpet. Okay, and like I said, I've been in this business 30 years, and until 2 weeks ago, my quad jet Pro Cam one was fine for me, and I've done very well. I've done fine. So that's all I will say about that.
My man. Yeah, because you get caught up with these devastators and these dang pros, and I mean they get devastated. I mean, devastators sound like a movie, you know?
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I never used a Devastator. I never used a Dang Pro. The
Right.
best one I've used is my Pro Cam Quad Jet, and it's good enough
That's,
for me.
that's it.
Okay, it's good enough for me. And you know what? As long as I can produce results with, even if it's a PMF one, AW29, if whatever it is, my customers don't care. Like
Right.
if I go to when I get my new wand and I go to show it to my customers and tell them all about they don't really give a damn. That they as long as their carpet is clean when I leave and not soaking wet when I leave, they don't care. It's kind of like a musician bragging about his guitar. I don't care what kind of guitar Lenny Kravitz has.
Hmm.
I love his music. I
Right.
don't really, my customers, they really don't care about my wand. They just, they want the result that they're, expecting and feel like they're paying for. And I try to provide the best result possible. Now, don't get me wrong, all that stuff is good to have if you can afford it. But
Right.
don't go broke trying to have the best of the best when you don't necessarily have to have it. It might take you a little longer to produce those results that you're looking for, but you can do it with an AW29.
That's
You know,
right.
um, I feel like I can out clean some people, some guys out there that just starting. I could out clean you with a rug doctor. It might take me twice as long, but I could do it. If you understand the principles of cleaning,
Right.
you can produce a desirable result. And that's all I'm saying. Just don't get caught up in all these tools. You got bonzers, you got rotovacs, you got zippers, you got man, just clean carpet, man. Squirt it, suck it, and agitate it first. Get your chemistry right. What you don't have, make up for it with what you do have and doing that right. If you don't have a bonzer or a zipper, make up for it with your heat or your chemistry. Spend a little more time. So just don't get caught up in all this stuff. It'll drive you broke. I mean, I prefer to you know I clean carpet to live. I don't live to clean carpet.
Right.
You got to have a life outside of this. You know, so if I can if I can keep my unit looking good and running good, and if I can put my wife in a Range Rover, and
That's
that's
it.
that's what you want to do. Yeah, I ain't never had no girl winking at me because I had a nice van. Yeah, I'm just
Preach,
saying.
preach.
I'm just saying they don't. Nobody cares. I had my van relettered recently, right? And I'm riding around in it thinking that people care. Don't nobody give a damn. They don't nobody care. It don't nobody care, man.
Right.
Um, but it just is what it is. You live and you learn.
Hmm.
Is this business? It just has a lot of pitfalls if you fall into them. Just don't get caught up. Just do what's best for you and your family. Get you a shop. If you can, buy your shop. I've been renting my shop. That's one mistake I've made.
Hmm.
I've been renting my shop since what, '93. I've paid $150,000 in rent on my shop. But one thing I have done, guys, is as soon as I could, I built me a house. I bought a house when I was younger, and I built this house. It's a nice home. It's about 6,000 square feet. I was able to build my home at the age of 30. I built my dream home at 30. I was on some
Oh.
other stuff, y'all. I look back and I thought, I think now I must have been crazy. You know,
Mm.
um, so I see a lot of guys out there, balling, and all that. But I done all that. It doesn't get you anywhere, but just broke.
Right.
I got neighbors out here that are really rich,
Hmm.
and I see them pull off in a Toyota Highlander. And I'm serious. I mean, people with money, they laugh at you when you get in a bunch of debt. You know,
Right.
just keep it simple, clean carpet, save your money, take care of your families. Um, that's the best advice I could give.
Wow. Hey, Chad, man, I knew you was gonna be the man. When I watched you the other night,
Right?
when you were talking about your um your client had called you, I think it was a weekend or something like that,
Yeah.
and she had a flood.
Right.
And you had started talking to her. She was like, hey, Cleaners Connect, you were like, what would you do if your client, blah, 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 blah? Would you call her back? Would you? And I said, you know what? That's when you got my attention. I said, let
Yeah.
me sit back and listen to what this good brother got to say. And then, you explained that she was a good client
Right.
and, she pay her bill on time and
Right.
blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So, if you went out there, it would really be helping her. It wasn't about the money, but it would be helping her.
Right. Right. It was really going back on what I grew up on.
Hmm.
I can remember times when my dad left in the middle of the night. You get these pouring down rain, or you get busted pipes, frozen pipes, and it was a holiday weekend. It was Memorial Day weekend.
Hmm.
Like I said in the video, I didn't really want to work. Spending time with my children. I didn't want to work, but at the end of the day, this is the life that I chose,
Right.
and and if you want to be good at it, if you want to be successful at it, you got to take those calls. If you're gonna be a fireman, you can't decide that this lady got a fire and you don't feel like going.
Right.
So it just is what it is. We went
Hmm.
ahead and it turned out to be nothing. Commercial carpet, commercial glue down carpet, 2 or 3
Hmm.
rooms, sucked the water out of it, put some fans down, stuck a
Hmm.
big old dehumidifier in the hallway,
Hmm.
and wrote her bill for a little over $1,000. I probably had an hour and a half in the whole deal. I'm talking about going there and sucking the water up and taking the equipment and picking the equipment back up. I probably had an hour and a half in the whole deal. But
Wow.
those are the kind of opportunities that being in this kind of business can open up for you. If you're trained and you understand. I have taken courses in water damage. Well, a course I was certified in water damage restoration, and I let all those lapse. And I'm not proud of that. I'm just being honest. Um, at one point, I was a journeyman carpet, a textile cleaner, water and smoke, water restorer. I was a journeyman in all 3 categories through the IICRC, and I let those lapse. Um, I haven't decided whether I'm going to go back and take those courses again, Nowadays we got these, the internet's available to us. I mean, I said in another video that back when I was coming up, I said like I'm an old man, but
Mm,
back, a while back, we couldn't get on Facebook and ask 3 or 4 thousand other cleaners a question and get answers in seconds. Now we can just go online. Just say something goes wrong out there. You can go online and just put the question up there. Somebody will answer you within a
right,
minute. You'll get 20 answers to your question, and one of them will be dead on. Uh,
right.
it's just amazing, what
Hmm.
technology has done, and these groups, forums, uh, make available to us. It's amazing, man. I'm just happy to see the industry has come so far, and also, if there's any other second generation cleaners out there like myself, I challenge you to take it further than your predecessor did. I realized up until probably a few months ago, I was just doing what my daddy taught me. I wasn't building off of it. I didn't build off of it. I was just doing what I was taught. Now, I'm proud to go to him and tell him what I'm doing now, and he's proud of me. I'm taking it a step further. That's what I'm supposed to do. You handed the baton, and you run with it. You don't
Right,
just you don't just get the baton and sit on the throne like you the king. You you,
right.
you go further with it. So I'm proud to just stay a student of my craft. So I would say just always just be a student, learn from others. You don't know everything. Um, just stay a student, just keep learning.
Man, I tell you, I can't thank you enough, Chad. I knew you was going to be good. See, it's one thing to have a big name in the industry come in here and talk. Everybody just want to hear, basically a song and dance of how they got here or whatever, whatever. But
Right,
it's something about hearing from a cleaner that's doing this every day,
right,
like you and I.
right,
And they're like, "Oh yeah, I know about that. I just went through that yesterday. Or I know what he's talking about the blower or the pump, or whatever whatever it is. It's just
sure,
like I'm listening to you now, and like I could talk to you for hours because I mean,
right.
we go through the same things, and
Yes,
it's
sir.
just I just can't think. I know I'm gonna have you back because this is what I'm trying to bring this revolution show around to. I want it to be more of us cleaners talking to each other. Like you just
Right,
said, you could have said something just in the last 20 minutes that somebody gonna run outside tomorrow and just, fix or tweak or whatever. Or,
right,
like even a helper, like when you was talking about a helper and all. And we
right,
got somebody's probably scratching their head right now and talking about, you know what? For $10 an hour, yeah, it is worth somebody dragging the hoses or,
right,
wrapping them up while I'm getting
right,
paid by the client, whatever, whatever.
right,
It's just
right.
it's the
Yeah,
little things.
yeah, yeah. And the more you and I talk, the more people could pick up on those kind of things. Like I didn't think I was spitting out a gem when I said that, but it's if somebody's not thinking like that, it can open up their mind to realize that you shouldn't kill yourself to earn a helper salary. You can do 4 or 5 jobs in a day rather than the 2 or 3, and feel good the next day when you wake up. Look
Right,
forward to going to work, you
right,
know, and enjoy what you do. And actually, when I carry help on the truck, honestly, Roger, I sell more. I feel like I'm more relaxed. I have more time. We take our time, but we're really fast and efficient. So, like I said before, we can sell Scotch Guard. I don't mind going ahead and cleaning Pawpaw's recliner while we're there. Uh,
right,
as other times when you get in a hurry, when you got too much work to do, you don't feel like it. You kind of shun that kind of stuff. You hope they don't ask you to,
right,
or you'll tell them, I'll call you. We'll schedule it for next week. But
right,
when you're very efficient, just little things like bringing your spotting bag in the house. I learned that from some other guys. You get everything inside. It just looks so impressive. And
Right.
you don't have to run back out to the truck for your POG or your rust remover. You got everything right there in the house. And so when you zip your door down, it's a
Hmm.
done deal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just all about being efficient and working smart. Um,
Good.
so, yeah,
And another thing that I added here, I think it was last year, the shoe cover dispenser is $20. $20. It costs, I think I paid $5 for 100 of them. Um, when I need to refill, I buy like $50 worth at a time. I got like five. I bought $500. But the thing is, when that lady, like, do you have shoe covers? Oh no, man. See that shoe cover dispenser? Oh, that's what that is. And I
yeah.
was like, let me show you. And I just step in it, and that shoe cover goes right around my foot. That, like that. Forget the whole carpet cleaning. That right there. She's on the phone. Hey, Betty. He has this little cool machine. And it's like crazy. It cost me
Wow.
$20. $20.
Wow, wow! It's
Yeah.
little things like that that impress your customers, and you want to
Right.
you want to turn your customers into cheerleaders. You want them to talk about you after you leave, say good things about you, and tell all their friends and family about you. So yeah,
Right. Because Steve Tiburon had just said not too long ago in one of the Strategy for Success courses, he said, good enough isn't good enough anymore for the
no,
clients of today.
that's right, that's right,
You have to have these little sealer doors, these
right,
little corner, and God forbid if you come in after another carpet cleaner
yeah,
that did have
yeah.
these things and
Right.
you don't.
That's what I'm doing right now, Roger. Like if any of my customers call somebody else
Mhm.
and they're not gonna do what we've done, and they're gonna notice it because it's a production. So if
Right.
you go, like I said, you show up and you show out everywhere you go,
Right.
and once and video it, put it on your page, and once you do it though, it kind of forces you to keep it up because once you put it out there, you got to do it. And so it's almost like getting up in front of an audience and making a promise. So
Right.
do that. Do it for yourself because it's really not that hard. It becomes like automatic. You don't. It doesn't feel like extra work when you're used to it. When it's like part of your system. So just make it part of your system, part of your day to day, setting up properly. Uh, like I said, it impresses your customers. They appreciate it so much. Just try
They
it. You'll
do.
see.
All right, everyone. This is Chad Myers, and we're going to hear more from him. He's a second generation cleaner, and he dropped a ton of golden nuggets tonight for all the new cleaners and existing cleaners that just didn't think about some of the things that he shared with us tonight. I am going to have Chad back sometime at the end of this year, and I just want you to know, guys, listen to what other cleaners are sharing with you from the knowledge. They're not trying to sell you anything. He didn't mention a brand. He didn't mention what type of truck mount. He didn't mention what type of blower. He told you he had a 5.6 blower, but he didn't tell you a brand. And so you see what I'm saying? You can learn things and then you can come back in the Carpet Cleaning World store and get what you want. But the thing is this, I want to thank you, Chad. Antoine Evans, you can thank him. He watched one of your videos with you in your closet the other
Right.
day. You were showing your closet,
Right.
and he said, man, that Chad guy, he must be doing good, man. I love his closet. You see how neat and organized his closet was. So now you have to pat yourself on the back for
Well, no, I have to wait. Wait, I got to give my wife credit for that because I'm a pig. All right.
that.
The wife, she keeps everything nice and neat and orderly for me. All my shirts turned the right way, everything on hangers. Yeah, I give her credit for that, man. Yeah, I also saw that I think he got his bag together. I
Oh
think
yeah,
he got,
yeah.
yeah, got a spotting bag together, man. And I
Oh,
see
he
that's
got a Hydra, man. He got a truck mount now. He just put that up there yesterday. He just did
good,
it yesterday for the first time. Yeah.
good, man. Yeah, I remember chatting with him, and I enjoyed helping him. He was so gracious and appreciated my help, but it just felt good to be able to help somebody. I mean,
Yeah,
anybody out there got a question, man, just ask somebody.
that's it.
Yeah, we don't mind answering.
Not at all. My man, Chad Mayers. So, Antoine, thumbs up. You told me I watched Chad the other day, and then you say, "Hey, Roger, why don't you talk to that Chad?" I said, I'm gonna reach out to him, and I'm gonna bring him in." And I'm so glad I did. And I hope that you know, join us more in the carpet cleaning world. It's a lot of guys that have a lot of questions here too, and I would like, if you see it, go ahead and chime in. You know what I
I
mean?
will.
That's what
I
this is
will.
all
I'll do
about.
that. I'll
Oh,
definitely do that, man. I appreciate you having me.
oh, it's a pleasure. But we're gonna have you back. You
Uh,
because I like the way you're educating and you're helping the guys, and that's what it's all about. You,
yeah.
Courtney, Andre, Brown, all you guys over there in Cleaners Connect. Well, Andre's a moderator over here too now, but all of us just helping,
Right.
and we'll see the big picture in the all when it's all over with. See, this is what gives us gratitude when we get older. See, we older now.
Yeah. That's
I
that's
got a
what
son
that's what it's all about.
too. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but all right, Chad, I'm not gonna hold you. We started late tonight because of this stupid program that I'm working with. But as
It's
usual,
okay.
you came in and you cleaned it up and saved the day, and
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you. And everyone, A stand for applause. Let's give Chad a whole bunch of applause for coming in. He didn't have to do this. It's a Tuesday night. He has 5 children, 2 girls and 3 boys. He has a family man. He took an hour out of his schedule to come back and give back to the industry, to give back to you. So let's give him some A's. A's stand for applause. And Chad, I want to thank you personally from the carpet cleaning world. And we're going to have you back in here, man.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. Thank you so much for having me. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Good night,
All
everybody.
right. Good night.